Merry Christmas, everyone. So we had Thanksgiving dinner, and literally the next hour, Tammy's pulling stuff down, putting dishes away, and her and the kid are putting a tree up. Okay, I get it. Kid was visiting, so she wanted to take care of it, get out of the way. And they had fun, so that's all that matters. But our tree is up. It's raining today, and it's supposed to get down to like 19 degrees the next day or two. So went out, pulled all the batteries out of the lawnmower, pulled the batteries out of the boats, winterized everything, because there just ain't nothing else happening anymore outside. So I got the frame ready to go as far as putting the motor in. Motor's under there. And I decided I need to go ahead and do all the brake lines, vent lines and things. And what I've told you, what I do before is I sand scuff all these. And there's the front brake line going across. There's the fuel line from the front around the frame. They're hard to see, but there's the ones that run down the frame. And I've got them spread out because I wiped them down, cleaned them off a little, put some clear coat on them, and that way they won't rust. Granted, that's supposed to be stainless steel spring on those, but the tube itself is not stainless. And of course, along with that means you got to sandblast all the little bolts because they were dirty as hell as everything else, and put that stuff together. It's been a while since you've seen the motor, so I will, if I can, uncover the motor a little bit. She's ready to go in, already been dynoed. The only thing I started to put this in yesterday, but my exhaust head or my exhaust manifolds, I'm using the stock ones. I'm not using any headers or short headers or anything. They are done dirty, but I need to run down and find the biscuit that goes in the exhaust here. This one, pretty standard. This one is where that emissions thing went in there. And I'm removing that, so I've got to go get one. I got one, it's just a little bit too big. And to seal that, I would rather do it out of the car instead of in, so I'm not messing around the fenders. But so since I'm just kind of waiting on that stuff, can't do anything on a Sunday. I've sandblasted and painted all the little brackets to hold the lines on. Bumper snubbers, rear end snubbers, just all the little pieces. It just takes a lot of time to sit down, paint all of those. Again, all the bolts that mount all the hardware. Put them over in the sandblaster, and then we're ready to put that stuff on. It's going to dry for an hour. I'll put it on, and then she's ready for the engine. I just got to run down tomorrow and get that little exhaust donut. While I had time, I went ahead and sanded the gas tank. It's a brand new gas tank. So I sanded her down, and again, like I was saying yesterday, I just prefer the clean black look, especially in this car. To do one, if you want to get into it, it probably should have been red primer underneath and overspray. If you're going to do that correct, that's not what I'm looking for. I wanted this one to look good, new shiny wheels. Trying to decide if I'm going to use the stock stuff and just polish them up or do whatever, but that look I like better, so that's what I'm going with. Not much else Well, one thing I was going to do, I was going to take some pictures, but maybe I can get it now. Document this stuff while I've not got it covered up. Those are the hidden vents under the heater core and over under the fan motor over here. And I don't know. I think that might be all for this video. Again, it's just, even when these new pre-bent lines come in, they just don't fit 100%. No big deal. You just tweak them a little bit. But another thing I did, I kind of just mark where all the little brackets go that hold them on. See them little tape marks. Makes it much easier when you just pull this stuff out of a box and you can't really tell where anything goes. That's it. I've really done nothing else. I just kind of waiting on my motor parts and pieces, and that's it. Oh, I did pull the, I think I told you yesterday or the day before. I got my clutch and everything in. The rear ends or the transmission's ready to go in. New throwout bearing came with the clutch, so I'll probably just use that. Good bronze bushing there on the end. Everybody says use that instead of the roller type. And since that's probably only the second 4-speed I've ever had, third 4-speed I've ever had in my life, I'll trust them. And again, everything's just been epoxied and covered up. That's it. I got nothing else. Wish I had a good joke or something for you, but that's about it. Getting ready for the... Oh, one other thing I did get in. I found the intermediate shaft. Jegs had them, and I just painted these, pulled them apart, put the epoxy to it. But it is a good looking piece, and it was $124. So you just wrap that up with something else and hit your $100 or $200, whatever it is, and you don't have to pay shipping. So that's that. But you can just see how nasty everything was on this car. It's going to come a long ways. Old horn. Hey, I actually found a set of horns. Some guy had them in a box recently, and they work. So I hadn't even tested the original ones, but I had those and was good to go. But every nut, every bolt, I still need a master cylinder, if any, and the pro valve. So you can have these rebuilt. Same thing on these, but it's so damn expensive, and all it needs is new seals in it. I'd like to find one that looked like this. It was square all the way around. I just went down to Napa, looked through there, ordered one at O'Reilly's. It was total oval. I want to get as close as I can to have this. And this is for a disc car, 4-wheel disc. Same thing on this. If I have to, I'll just use one of those new brass reproductions, paint it black. But I'd like to find, if I could find that stuff. Anybody has any idea or a link or anything, holler at me. I've gone through the books and I can't seem to find anything. And I've ordered 2. They've been wrong. They will work, but I'd just like to find something that looked a little more exact. I did send off the booster. It should be back here pretty soon. I sent it off through Napa. It's not going to be 100% reproduction with the right, if it had gold cat on it or not. But again, I didn't really care about the gold cat on that. I just want it to look good. And honestly, I think the black will look better. So I'll just respray it when it comes in. But that was a cheap rebuild through Cardone. Just took it down to Napa. They sent it off. I actually marked it, make sure I got the same one back and everything. But that's it. I got nothing else. I'll just put these brake lines, vent lines, and things on, and we'll drop the motor in probably here in a couple of days. So that's where we're at. Later. Hopefully I've got room to attach this one. Lines are in. And like I said, you kind of have to do a little bit of bending to get them where you want them. But they were close. So those are done, front's done. The rear are getting clear coated. They'll go in, and I actually mounted some stuff on the body. So you can see I got these mounted. These can go either side, and the snubbers in. And if you'll look here, these are actually, they can only go one way. Don't know why. They look exactly the same, close. But if you look in the restoration book or the factory manual, it says the flat side, see round, flat, says both flat sides go to the left, driver's side. So that one's mounted that way, and that one's mounted that way. Couldn't tell you why, unless it's to allow something to slip in. I'll figure it out when I get there. And it's also got an F stamped in it. I don't think you can see it on this side, but it also has a front. And for the life of me, I can't see the difference in them at all. But it's there. It's just one of those little things you look out for. So I sat here for about 20 minutes. I read through the assembly manual, and it's got, obviously it's got everything in it. So there's the 78, that's the 79 supplement. And you read through, you find those little things. I don't think I ever really knew that. I've probably put them in backwards. But I was looking for something and letting paint dry, so just reading. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna try to stitch this on the end of the video. Hopefully it'll go through. Bye.